For Mozart Living Homestead. This is the first, I don't want to call it a question and answer video that I'm going to be doing on Fridays, because I'm not going to just be answering questions. I'm actually going to do, answer some just comments, and that way I can kind of get my answer out to more people, more than one person that actually ask it, because sometimes quite a few people will make the same comment basically, so it's easier to answer it that way. First I want to apologize. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning, April 15th, tax day, and Obama sucks. They fined me $400 for not having the insurance, but anyway, I'm not one to really get into the politics part of it, but yeah. I'm a little tired this morning, but I had told a lot of people I was going to do this, and I always try to keep my word when I do something or say I'm going to do something. We went to the auction last night, Livestock auction, and I met the neighbor, one of the neighbors across the road, and his wife at the auction, and he had planned on buying a calf for quite a while now, and he really wasn't quite ready, and I know how that goes because I do the same thing sometimes, but anyway, he ended up buying a 400-some pound calf, so I helped him last night get it back and get it in his pen, and so he's got a lot of work to get it ready. And it's a small calf right now, so he still has plenty of time to get everything really good and secured before it gets bigger and older. But I actually bought 2 bottle calves last night. Bottle calves, I'm sorry, again, I'm tired. I was up to about 2 this morning. Bottle fed baby goats, or kid goats. Still learning the lingo. I want to say baby everything, so, but yeah, kid goats. One is a boar, and one is supposedly an alpine milk goat, but it was bred accidentally with the boar. So these are 2 actually nanny goats. You know, my wife wants a couple of milk goats, so I don't know how all that works, but you know, being bred with the boar, I'm sure it'll still be a milk goat, but we'll see. Anyway, I want to go ahead and get on with it. That way I don't keep you guys too long, and this video is not too long. I've got my computer with me because my memory is very short sometimes. But the first person that I picked as a comment, and one other thing before I get started here, just because I don't pick your comment or your question, you don't get frustrated, because I can't do them all. I'm just going to randomly pick some of them. I do have favorite people on the internet, but I don't pay favoritism, and I won't pay favoritism. So, but anyway, you know, just keep asking questions, and I'll randomly pick them, and eventually I'll get to everybody. And one of the good things about this, I'm actually going to give you a shout out. When I do pick these, even if I pick you 2 or 3 times in the next year, you get a shout out from it. So, and maybe it'll help you with subscriptions. And for the ones that don't have it, you know, unfortunately, they don't do videos. But I'm still gonna give you a shout out. So, all right, the first one is a Larry Shin, a tiny cabin. And hang on one second, guys. Get to my computer here. Thought I had it set up, but I didn't have it set up where I wanted to start. There were so many, I'm just trying to weed through it and find it. And one thing, it's a rainy, crappy day already. Okay, here it is. And this is not a question and answer thing here. This is actually just a comment basically that he is building basically the same thing we are, but it's a tiny cabin in, I think it's Oklahoma. I think it's Oklahoma. But he was saying how he is building a very small place right now, and that's basically temporary. And then later on, he's going to build a bigger place, and then he'll use the smaller place as a guest cabin. We're only going to build one. As some of you know, we intentionally started out to build this bigger, a little bit bigger, way bigger than what me and my wife really needed, but it's something she wanted. But she kind of changed it to make things move along faster, which I'm kind of glad, because it's getting pretty rough here doing it by yourself pretty much, and we really don't need that kind of room. A spare bedroom would be nice, but we're going to do an addition after we've got everything finished up. So, but yeah, that's basically what we're doing, just so we can get in here quicker. I can get her up here and get her moved in. But as long as I can get all the inside done, and I'm going to do a video later on of the inside, what I've done so far. Not a lot, but quite a bit. So, but that's where we are on the cabin here. So, and the next one is, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing this right, and if I'm not, please correct me. Tiramara Farms Homestead, and I'm sure I just butchered that name, but I apologize. But hang on one second. That's here somewhere. Maybe I missed it. I'll have it just a second here. Far enough, that's what it was. Okay. The second one is at Tiramara Farms Homestead. It's basically on coyotes killing the goats, and basically he comments that it could take down an adult goat, which I have always heard. I'm not an expert on goats by far. I am really, honestly, learning and still have a lot to learn on taking care of goats. I keep them close so I can hear any noise. And I know there's always a chance, and eventually we are going to get, more than likely, my wife would prefer to have a Jenny donkey or a llama. Either one of those are good guardians. Everything I've ever read or heard from even neighbors around here that have goats or had goats or know someone that does, the dogs tend to wander off sometimes. A llama won't, or a Jenny won't. They stay pretty close to the herd of goats. So that's probably what we're going to do. And then another thing that he mentioned in here is talking about the baby goats eating enough and make sure they're gaining weight. And he said make sure you always keep a check on that. I probably should have put this computer in front of me so I wouldn't keep having to turn my head away. But you know, he talks about coccidiosis and stuff like that they can get from the ground and stuff. Now, that's one of the things that I'm lucky to, because I had mentioned, she had asked what kind of goats we had, and most of the goats that we have are Boer Kiko Cross. Now there's one, the last one I think I mentioned that I traded a big toolbox for that was worth a few $100. It was mainly brand new. I brought it from Florida. But anyway, I have no use for it. I'm not in construction anymore. Not going to do any more construction. So I had no use for this toolbox. It had never been used. So I put it on Craigslist and ended up trading it. He got the better part of the deal, but then again, I look at it as this thing would have just sat there, and I would have never. In fact, I've had it for over 6 years, and I never used it. So it's sat in my shed. But so anyway, I got a bred goat, supposedly Kiko Boer Cross. I'm not a goat person. I really don't know. A good friend of mine, well, not a good friend of mine, it's kind of hard to say. But anyway, another subscriber on the YouTube and I consider her a friend. I don't know her personally, just from commenting back and forth on videos and stuff. But Paula at Zion Acre, she had commented that it looked like a milk goat. It's possible, but this guy, I don't think it is. But again, I don't know. But anyway, she's one of them that had the kid, the little chocolate baby. I call it chocolate, but yeah. So I really don't know the full breed of that goat. It's a nice looking goat. It was healthy, you know, and they had that one kid. Now the other ones I do know for a fact where they came from. In fact, the feed guy, my feed guy, he sold the original buck to the kid that actually bred my original goats, and they had Kiko does, and he had a boar buck that he sold him, and he knows the person that the Kiko does came from that this kid got, and it was a FFA, I think it was, projects or whatever when he was in school. He's now in college, that's why he sold his goats. But so I do know the breed of those guys. They're kind of small, but they're actually healthy. They're really good. So, but they're supposedly 3/4 boar and 1/4 Kiko. So that's what I know about my goats. And one of the things that she asked me to talk more about the Kiko. Now because I really want to get into a little more about what I have learned, because I'm not an expert by far on this. I would rather do this on another video. So Brenda W., I'm going to do another video basically for you and anybody else that's interested. And I can only tell you what I have learned, and not just from YouTube, but just researching a lot of stuff on these goats. And they're actually a good meat goat for people. And there's a lot of different reasons, but I'll get into that later. But anyway, that's the 5 that I picked today, and I think I'm going to do 4 or 5. And if you guys have any suggestions on anything I need to change about this, which I will change things as I go along. And as you know, you don't see me in front of the camera. I'm a little camera shy or whatever. Not used to being in front of a camera, but hey, got to come out sometime or another, right? Anyway, guys. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off from here because I have 2 bottle babies that I've got to go feed. And it'll be my first time doing it. And I'm actually going to do another video on it later on today, bottle feeding those guys. And like I said, a lot of this is trial and error for me. I'm learning. I kind of depend on some people on YouTube. They give me a lot of information. And any information I give you, I will state whether I know it for a fact or not. That's all I can do. I don't want anybody to take my word as gospel, because I'm still learning. It's trial and error. I know I am dealing with animal lives here. It's hard to say trial and error, because you don't want any errors. But you got to learn somewhere. Not everyone, in fact, no one has ever just woke up one morning and knew everything about anything. You have to learn it from somebody, and sometimes the best way to get anything or to learn anything is hands-on. You can read all you want in a book. I learned that doing construction. You can go to school, you can read, you can have degrees, you can have anything you want, but until you actually get your hands in there and get dirty, you don't really know anything. That experience of getting your hands dirty and touching it, feeling it, and doing it is the best experience you're ever going to get in your life. So sometimes you got to just take that leap. For instance, what we did here, moving from Florida here, at our age, a lot of people won't do it. But you know what? It's something we always wanted to do. Here we are, and it will get finished. It's going to take a little longer, but it will get finished. And there'll be one day I'll be sitting out on that front porch looking out and enjoying what I've done. Might not have a lot of years left afterwards, but I'm going to enjoy the rest of them. All right, you guys have a great day, and